In the last video, we created a Period 1 folder and placed a few basic documents within that folder that we would potentially like to use this semester. I'm going to open up that folder and select the first document we would like to share with our students. When the page loads, navigate to the top right corner of your page to select Share. You'll notice as I hover over this button that this document is currently private, and only I can physically see it for the time being. This is set by default for any document you create in Google Drive. When I click Share, the settings window will appear, and right away at the top, Google generates a link for us to use that can be added to an email we send to our students. Here's the biggest problem we've run into when we first started using Google Docs. Our users would copy this link and paste it into their email, but notice that Google says that this link should only be used when working with collaborators, or only the people you wish to have edit the document. This should only be used with contacts outside of the Revis domain. But because all of our students and staff are listed in the Revis domain inside of Google, the easiest way to ensure that your contacts can access this document is by selecting the Invite People option at the bottom of the window. I can type the email address of all the students I would like to share this document. But since I've created a contact group for this class, I can just type the name of the group. I'll hit Enter on my keyboard, and you'll notice that my students have automatically been filled into this box. So again, creating groups in your contacts page is a real time saver if you plan on sharing documents with students often. This is a nice feature as well because I can now pick and choose which students can do what to this document. To the right of this box, you'll see a button that says Can Edit with a drop-down arrow. This is where I can choose how this document is viewed. I have 3 separate visibility options to choose from: Can Edit, Can Comment, and Can View. If I select Can View, this means that the students will be able to open and read the document without making any changes to it. Selecting Can Comment will allow students to read the document, but also comment on the side of the page, which looks like this. Inside of my document, I can highlight the sections and pull out where they've been commented on. I also get a little indication at the top showing which user is currently viewing my document. Selecting Can Edit means that anyone who has access to this document has the ability to add and remove content and can also create copies of this document that can be shared with other collaborators. It's really up to you on how you set your permissions when you share these documents. I'm going to select Can View for the time being. And you'll notice Google will notify these contacts via email that I have shared a document with them. And I'll click Send. And if I choose later on that I want, let's say, Nick to have editing permissions, I'll change that next to his name. I'll say David can only view this document, so I'll leave him as this, and Adam can comment. I'll hit Save Changes. And the other part of our sharing settings is the visibility options, or who has access to my document. Remember that every document we create is set to private by default, but if we select Change, we have 5 different visibility options that we can choose from. These are pretty self-explanatory, and you can read through these and try some of them on your own, but the 2 that you really need to know are Specific People and Anyone with the link. Leaving the document set to private and using the Invite People will keep your document viewable only to specific people you select within the Revis domain. If you want to share a document with someone outside of Revis, choose Anyone with the link. This option will allow the user of the email address to view this file without having to log in, but also keeps the document secure and doesn't allow for public access to that file. You can also click Learn More About Visibility for a breakdown of how each of the settings can be used. Now that you've seen how to create and share documents in Google Drive, go ahead and try it for yourself. Try creating documents that can only be viewed, documents that can be commented on, and even try creating a document to work on with other collaborators.